Hey, what's going on, people? Danny Awesome here. I'm doing an Ajin series review and stuff because I wanted to talk about it. I know the series ended like 2 weeks ago, but I just recently finished watching it and stuff. Like, back finished watching because I watched from like episode 1 up to like episode 6. Nah, episode like 5 or 6. Then I just stopped watching it for like I think about a good solid month because it wasn't really that good to me. Like, and I get all of that stuff. They like wasn't really that good to me, so I just stopped watching it and stuff. But then, like after a solid month, I decided, you know what, man, let me just go ahead and finish watching it. But then once I decided to go back to watching it, I finished watching it. The season was already over, and they had an OVA out of Ajin and stuff, which I haven't watched, which I want to watch. But they had an OVA out and stuff like that. So, like the whole series as a whole, I enjoyed it. To tell you the truth. Now it got slow to where when the parts where Sato, like when he said he was going to take over like the Japanese government and he's going to make this world his and he's going to rule this world with an iron fist. That's when I kind of like was like, okay, I switched from being really into this to looking at it like, okay, now what's going on here? Because I don't really know what's going on because Sato, in the beginning, he was just this dude that just wanted, like, that's what gave out the impression to me. And I don't know if that was what the creator actually wanted or if that was creator was actually going for. Like, wanted us to, when I say wanted, I mean wanted us to believe in stuff. Because in the beginning, Sato was this dude that was like for the liberation and for the freedom of all Ajin and stuff. He just wanted Ajin to be like regular people. Kind of like how with the mutants and X-Men, Professor Xavier just wanted the mutants to freaking like be like the humans and stuff. Just be regular and everybody coexist and live together. That's what I thought in the beginning. But around episode 6 to 7, it changed from being just, well, I think it wasn't episode 6 to 7. It was like episode like probably like around episode like 4 or 5, like when freaking Nagai had got caught by the government, by the pharmaceutical company, and they started doing experiments on him. And then Sato went in there to save him, but then Nagai had realized that Sato really wasn't this like peaceful dude who was just coming around trying to save all Ajin and stuff, make them integrate into society as like normal people. Like Sato wasn't that dude. He went in there and started killing everybody in the freaking hospital and stuff. Well, it wasn't really a hospital, it was like a government facility, but he started going around killing those guys. And just everybody that was in his way just died. Like, it doesn't even matter if you had anything to do with Ajin. Like, if you was in his way and you was in that freaking facility, you died and stuff. So right then was when Sato's character switched, and then I started to notice it, and I was like, whoa, his character going from this liberator to this freaking terrorist guy. Like, he blew up the government facility and stuff. Like when he was leaving with Tanaka, and he was talking to the freaking media and stuff, and he was telling his name and all of that. And I don't know why in the world they didn't come out there and arrest him then. Like, why in the world didn't police go out there and arrest this dude that just was inside a government facility that is like supposedly restricted and stuff. I don't know why they didn't do that, but he blew up that facility. And then after that, he started gathering up these guys and stuff, talking about he gonna take over the freaking pharmaceutical companies and stuff that's doing experiments on us. And he's gonna blow up this big company and destroy it and all of that. And Ajin's gonna rule this government and stuff like that. And I was just like, okay, a lot of like interesting stuff is happening, but I don't really feel too good about Sato's character changing like this. And then freaking Nagai, just seeing his character development was pretty good. Like, I ain't gonna lie about that. Like, him coming from this scared little kid from like just realizing that he's an Ajin to him like fully controlling his IBM to where he can make it manifest multiple times. And there's a lot of good stuff in this series with the IBM stuff. Like when they had got that dude, I forgot his name, the guy that always smokes and stuff. I know that dude smoked like 4 packs of cigarettes a day, man. Cause it like one time they showed him smoking and it was like 3 or 4 ashtrays full of like cigarettes within probably that one little session of talking they had or whatever. And he was telling them about like what he know about the IBMs and who he works for and all that, and they was interrogating him. And with back to Night Guy, like seeing him like run away from everything and completely leave his friend behind. Like I don't even know what even happened to his friend. Like the dude, it was his orange hair, like blonde hair, on top of his like black hair and stuff. Like that guy, the guy that helped him escape in like round episode 2. In episode 2 and stuff, the guy that helped him escape, his friend, we never saw him again when freaking Night Guy had left him. Like when Night Guy had left him, we never see that dude ever again, man. And that was one thing they shouldn't have did, dog, because people started to like that character. I know I really did, and so I don't know about like a lot of people. I know people that watch this series and enjoy it like I did. They liked that character, and once he like disappeared, we was like, okay, now where's this guy at? Like, what's going on with that? Like, he just shows up one time and then he just freaking leaves. Like, why in the world did Night Guy leave? I understand why Night Guy had to leave him, because he don't want to put his friend in danger. But the whole thing about him, like, just showing up one time in a couple episodes, then just completely not being talked about in the rest of the episodes, was kind of weird. And I don't even know, because I haven't read any of the manga, so I don't even know if in the manga it goes like this. But I'm thinking the reason they did that is because they completely switched Sato's character. Like, they took him from being this person to being the terrorist and stuff. And then they just ran with the terrorist stuff. Like him dealing with the government, the Ajin versus the freaking government and stuff. And more of that happened towards the end of this season when freaking Sato had dropped that skyscraper onto the other building. And he started fighting the Special Forces police and stuff, and then he just killed him. But when the Special Forces police and stuff came and tried to like take him away, what they was doing and how they was keeping him like how they was keeping him from breaking free and using his IBM was pretty good. Until like the supposed pro people around, like the snipers they had on the buildings, until those snipers started freaking losing to the other 2 guys that Sato had with him, plus Tanaka going around finding out where all of these guys were and then taking them out. Until them guys started losing, that's when freaking Sato just went off. I was just like, wow. And I'm just thinking like, okay, now they got all these police people around here. Why in the world ain't these police people doing anything? When Sato took out the Special Forces people, I'm just like, okay, these police guys are just standing around watching this dude who just freaking killed like the best of the best just walk away. I understand you saw him just do what he did and he could use his IBM. And even though they know about, I don't think they know truly about IBMs, like the police people that were standing around, but I'm thinking they knew something because they didn't do anything. But I don't think they knew that people like Sato and stuff, the only person that could use his IBM more than like once or twice a day, is either like once or twice a day or like once or twice a week. I don't really know. It might be once or twice a day. Was freaking Night Guy. They didn't know about that, so I'm thinking for them not knowing this information probably led to the reason why they didn't do anything. But they still should have at least tried to shoot the guy. Sato just got up and was like, that was fun. Let me go ahead and walk back to my terrorist base, and then we're gonna set up some more terrorist acts and then do another terror act. And it's like, what? Like, why ain't y'all getting y'all shotgun shooting this dude or shooting a freaking like a net at him, like some steel wool net or something, and try to wrap him up? Why aren't y'all using freaking martial arts to take this dude down? If you clearly see weapons are not working, use martial arts on this guy to hold him down and restrain him so he can't do anything. And then you just find out where the rest of the of his guys that was helping him out is. And then you take those guys. Like, their level of incompetence on the human side of the whole thing was just dumb because they had good setup and good plans, but when they went to go do them and the plans failed, they are like, well, I don't know what to do now. The plans failed. Like, what do we do? I don't know now. Like, we didn't have a plan B or plan C. All we had was A, and now since A ain't working, I might as well go back to my house and just sit down on the couch or something, not do anything. And that was dumb. They should have did something, man. Like, that just brought me out the wrong way at the end of the season to where those guys just didn't do anything. I was just like, why in the world are they doing this? Forget it, man. But, and other than that, really this season was mainly about, like, I don't want to say character development because it really didn't have no character development like that in this season. It was just a bunch of stuff happening really for no good reason. Like, they had a reason, but not a good enough reason to where you wouldn't rethink what the reason behind that for was you doing that for doing that. If that made sense. I don't know if it was. Let me try to explain that. The reason behind them doing stuff was not a good enough reason for them to think twice about doing it. They just freaking did stuff, and then it was just it. And like, Sato and his people didn't have no restraint on anything they was doing. They just did what they wanted to do, got away with everything. Like, the incompetence on the human level was just dumb. And then just seeing that guy just in the woods training with his IBM, like, then doing it, and we didn't even see him train. Like, all we saw was him like trying to tell his IBM what to do, his IBM doing the opposite thing, and then now you got to go Dr. Seuss on him with his freaking IBM and tell his IBM, like, if you tell his IBM to stay, his IBM will get up and run somewhere. But if you tell his IBM to get up and run over there, his IBM will stay. And it's like thing 1 and 2, and from Cat in the Hat freaking do the opposite thing of what you said, Joe. Like, then that's another thing going into the books of Japanese artists and manga creators freaking stealing stuff from Disney and junk. And it's like, well, you can't really, they've been known to have some really similar stuff and really have stolen stuff from Disney. But if they have a thought like that, you can't really say somebody like doesn't have that original thought in their mind and never heard of something that's already been done. Like, it's something that could probably already be done, but they think of something that's already been done, already been thought of, and then people go and say, oh, this dude did it over here, you're copying him. It's like, no, I never heard of this guy. But you already know nobody believe you and stuff, so that's not even a freaking excuse to even say, because nobody believe you and jump, because they always gonna look at this dude that did this first because they heard it from this person first, even though you don't even know who that person even is. But yeah, whatever, man. The whole season, Ajin, I give it a I give it a 7.5, like, for real, because I stopped watching the season in the middle of the season around like episode 5, because it just got, I'm gonna be completely honest, man, it got boring. Like, for real, it got very slow, just weird and just boring, man. So I was just like, man, I'm just gonna stop watching it. But then some just forced me to, like, my inner being or whatever just forced me to watch it the rest of the season. And the rest of the season, it picked up once, like, Sato put his plan into motion. They started going out with the plan. And we saw Nagai come in contact with that dude that escaped from Sato's, like, compound and stuff. I forgot his name. Like, all of it picked up. And, like, Nagai trying to impress the villagers and stuff that he was around, and him coming in contact with that old lady, and that old lady being the grandparent of the guy he came in contact with from Sato's compound that he locked in that truck. Like, all of that stuff, like, picked up towards the end and stuff. But yeah, 7 out of 7.5 of this season of IGN for me, man. But hopefully, if it gets to next season, it needs to slow down on a lot of the Sato stuff, pick up the Nagai stuff, because they put Nagai up as the main character, but this dude ain't the main character. Like, it's kind of stupid. Even though they show him a lot, he's still not the main character. They still trying to push that, hey, Sato's the main character, you need to be looking at him. which we will be and stuff because I'm interested in him. I don't know about anybody else, but I am, man, because I want to see how can you actually kill a freaking Ajin, because he told Nagai there are ways you can kill an Ajin, but I ain't gonna tell you that now. I'm just gonna wait and stuff. And how in the world did he even figure that out? Or how in the world did he even know? Did somebody tell him or what? Like, I don't even know, man. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments and all that, man. And I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm Danny Awesome. You all stay awesome. I love you. Peace. One love. I'm out.